I would say thank you for inviting me, and it's an incredible honor to be
We are
here.
learning that an activist triggered the fire alarm during Elon Musk's visit to Stavanger today on Monday, where Elon Musk is there to participate in the 2022 Offshore Northern Shore conference in Stavanger, Norway, which starts today and will go until September 1, 2022. I've already had a report this morning about Elon's speak and about his support for oil and gas exploration and simultaneously developing electric vehicles, but there are interesting other facts that I'm going to talk to you about this in this report. In fact, apparently the Stavanger Aftenblad, which is Norway's Norwegian newspaper, reports that the police knew that the fire alarm was to be triggered, and says the police knew of plans to trigger the fire alarms at ONS, that's the conference, but did not prevent this from happening, and it triggered during Elon Musk's visit on Monday. Welcome back, everyone. This is Armin Harayan from TorqueNews.com. If you find this report useful, please like it. You will help to put more information about electric cars in front of more people. I would greatly appreciate it. And subscribe to our channel for daily, very interesting Tesla news. So, today, Elon Musk is in Stavanger, Norway. I'm going to tell you very interesting things, including about having more children, including about his fasting, including about taking risks, and so on. Anyway, well, let me start from the beginning. So, about the fire alarm. There was an incident. Members from the environmental campaign called Stop Oil triggered the fire alarm when Elon Musk was on stage during the oil fair in Stavanger. The Nettavisen Norwegian publication reports. By the way, whatever I say in this report, you will find the referral links in the description of this video, friends. So, look, and I'm going to tell you a very interesting thing. So, what we know is that we have found much more oil than we can burn, so we see it as beyond the reach of looking for more oil and gas in the crisis we are facing, says Vebjørn Bjelland Berg of the Norwegian publication Nettavisen. He stood outside the entrance of the conference and made an appeal as the crowds came out of the Clarion Hotel Energy in Stavanger, where the oil fair is being held. What we are asking for is a halt to all oil exploration, he explains. He joined the ONS Young, that's the conference Young hand, but the plan all along was for one of the members to set off the fire alarm during the conference. We came here to say that enough is enough, they said. I mean, imagine this, an environmental group is against this conference in which Elon Musk is participating. In other words, it's like environmentalists, just like in during the construction of Tesla Giga Berlin, are against Tesla boss Elon Musk. When he was on stage, they triggered the fire alarm. So, what do you think about this conference filled with top business leaders? The Norwegian publication asked one of these young people. They said, I think it is reprehensible that while Europe is burning, we are celebrating here. The players who pour petrol on the fire do not belong in the times we live in, they said. And they said there are all kinds of advertising being pushed at us about the green shift that is about to happen. But we see that the giants continue to burn fossil fuels, says Berg. And the publication asked them, why did you trigger the fire alarm? And they said, because we are in a crisis. It is time to sound the alarm, says Ronja Teras Mulius to Nettavisen, the Norwegian publication. Emil Royn Ostebo, who is 22 years old, adds that one must stop looking for more oil in an existing climate crisis. She is pictured glued in the newspaper, glued to the wall during the conference's entrance. They said, we will stand here. She is glued at the wall. We will stand here until we are removed by force, they stated. So, what is interesting is that the publication reports that the police knew that the fire alarm was to be triggered. It says the police knew of plans to trigger the fire alarms at ONS, that's the conference, but did not prevent this from happening. Why the police did not prevent, honestly, I don't know. So, but we have some very interesting facts about Elon's visit and what he said. So, the world's richest man And the biggest star of this conference, Elon Musk, gave an absolutely interesting interview. So here's what happened. At 9:20 this morning, Elon Musk landed with his private jet at Stavanger airport called Sola and was driven straight to the exhibition area at Kjensvoll. When he got out of the car, one of the first things he said was that he loved Norway. Here's what he said. Listen, I came here out of gratitude for the Norwegian people's support for electric vehicles. So I want to say that thank you for the Norwegian support for sustainable transport over many years, he said, among other things, to the press conference outside the Clarion Hotel Energy. Interestingly, then he spoke about having more children. Here's what he said. He said, but something that is perhaps less obvious is today's birth rate. He spoke about different things, including his fasting. It is important that people have enough children to support the survival of civilization, said the Tesla founder, according to E24 Norwegian publication. And the media asked, make more children then? He said, yes, make more children. At least enough children to ensure that the population survives. We cannot allow civilization to become so low that we die, replied Musk, who himself is a father of 9 children. Musk said that to the NRK's journalists. Okay, so, in European countries, the birth rate is very low compared to the other parts of the world, but in European companies, the birth rate is apparently very low. He also said, I think realistically we have to use oil and gas in the short term. Otherwise, society will collapse. For society to continue to function, we need oil and gas, especially now with the sanctions against Russia. Any reasonable person would conclude that. Well, I spoke kind of about this in my previous report that I said Elon's ideas now are very similar to the ideas of Toyota, which says basically that the needs for cars are different and therefore, and also the infrastructure is not ready to fully transform to electrification. Anyway, so Elon also said at the same time we must speed up renewable energy. He said basically to do this while exploring for oil and gas, he said we must speed up the renewable energy. When asked whether Norway should continue to look for oil, Elon Musk answered the following. He said, I think some further exploration is warranted at the moment, as well as continuing to support the transition to electric cars. I wonder if it is possible for Norway to produce more hydro and wind power and potentially export it to Southern Europe, said Musk. He took his time with the media after arriving to the ONS conference and did not seem to be affected by having left Los Angeles at midnight. The somewhat impromptu press meetings took place just behind a trolley selling coffee. The crowd became so great that the coffee seller had to ask for a handshake in order to work. Now, what that means, I don't know. Why do you need a handshake to work? But probably, he was asking handshake from Elon Musk or somebody. I don't know. Now, during the opening session, Musk talked about taking risks, among other things. It is important now you take the risk, and electrifying the world is worth the fight. He said, it's not really a risk to think like this. This is just something that has to be done, said Elon Musk at the conference. And earlier during the opening, Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store had pointed out that the government wanted to invest heavily in offshore wind. Musk was challenged on how energy products can become greener. He said, with the current energy crisis, the world needs more oil and gas, but in the long term, the energy mix must become greener. I completely agree with Store, the Prime Minister of Norway, that it is right to bet on offshore wind. It must also be combined with batteries. I'm also for nuclear power, he said. If you have nuclear power plant, you shouldn't shut it down, said Musk. After the opening, Musk attended a lunch organized by Stavanger municipality, and thanks to American Jack Sweeney, who is known for creating Twitter bots to track the private jets of prominent people, including Elon Musk and Russian oligarchs, the most ardent Musk fans were able to follow his short, actually 10-hour flight from Los Angeles to Sola on flight radar 24. Musk's private jet is a Gulf Gulfstream G650, a business jet manufactured by Gulfstream Aerospace. The plane can carry from 11 to 18 passengers, depending on how it is designed and built instead. The aircraft has a top speed of 982 kilometers per hour with a cruising speed of 956 kilometers per hour. So what happened next? Shortly after landing at Stavanger Airport, Sola, Musk and his team entered some waiting cars that transported them directly on the ONS fair in Kjensvoll, where Musk attended the opening conference together with, among others, Equinor CEO Andres Ordent, IEA director, and some other dignitaries. Musk, who heads Tesla and SpaceX, is on track to be the world's richest man, and he also, interestingly, recently tweeted about his fasting. Musk is known for being very active on Twitter, and his messages there can quickly affect the stock market price of the companies he mentions, which shows his enormous power. Musk now has over 103 million followers on Twitter. Just before leaving the Stavanger and ONS, Musk posted 4 messages on his Twitter account where he writes that he fasts for periods and feels healthier and better after starting to do so. Here's what he said. He said, "From time to time, I want to share things on this account that seems to be good for me and my life, and which can therefore also benefit others. You are also welcome to share your experiences and which can thus be of help to others," writes Musk on Twitter, who also reveals that it was a good friend of his who came up with the advice to fast for periods. So, lots of interesting things. How long Elon Musk will stay in town in Stavanger, which is a very beautiful town. It is highly uncertain how long Musk will stay in Stavanger, the Norwegian media reports. Some rumors say that he will fly on as early as this afternoon, so that means Elon Musk has probably already left Norway evening, with others believe that he will first experience some of what the region has to offer before he flies on tomorrow. So it may be tomorrow. Not even the organizers of ONS is informed of all the details in connection with Elon Musk's visit. Musk has a separate team with him that manages this, says Director of Communications at ONS to E24, which has published many interesting stories on Elon Musk's visit to Norway. Anyway, so the alarm triggered, the environmentalists triggered the alarm because they said enough is enough. We need to speed up the electrification and electric car adoptions. So what do you think about all these interesting stories, friends? This is Armin Harayan from talknews.com. Please like this video if you found the information helpful and interesting and useful, and ring the bell so you don't miss after my next Tesla story after you subscribe to our channel. And I'd like to hear your points and opinions in the comment section below. God bless you, everyone. Peace be with all of you, and I'll see you soon in our next report.